Sure.
Hi, this is Chet here from Avion Technology here in the Chicagoland area. We are a Arlington Heights based, which is close to Chicago. We're an Arlington Heights based web development and digital agency. We do websites, we do apps, and essentially we work with three kinds of clientele. First, we act as a white label programming partner for a lot of digital agencies. We also help, we do product development, so we help take a lot of products from idea to market. And of course, we work in digital marketing, helping a lot of small businesses get more business. Today, I'm going to talk about something which is very, very fundamental within the IT space, and this is something that I come across all the time. It's called the iron triangle. A lot of you know that. This is essentially for a non-technology audience because this is a lot of them don't know this, so this is for them. So what is the iron triangle? Essentially, the iron triangle has three vertices: time, cost, and quality. Now, the rule of the iron triangle says that you can have two of these, but you can't have all three, right? So if you want work done on time at a high quality, then you will have to sacrifice in terms of cost, right? You will have to pay a premium for work to be done within time and at high quality, right? If you want work done at high quality and on a shoestring budget, then you will have to kind of be flexible about the time. You gotta be lenient about the time. So you can have two of the vertices, but you can't have all three of them, right? This is one of the basic rules of IT. And a lack of awareness about this basic rule actually I have seen ends up kind of derailing a lot of projects. Especially in the offshoring world, the reality is that it's very difficult to bring perfection to the table at $15 to $20 an hour. That's just life. That's how it works. I know a lot of folks who, I know a lot of clients who think that outsourcing or offshoring is about flinging a project 13,000 miles, expecting it to come back perfect. It doesn't work that way. Offshoring is a skill because there's a lot of different layers involved. One is it's often cross-cultural. So when you have two different cultures, they have two different expectations about the work product. So there's these cross-cultural situations which happen. There's also communication issues. So there's a lot of different kind of intricacies in the whole offshoring experience. Not that working here in the US is like a phenomenal panacea. It's like the manna to all your woes. A lot of times developers here in the US screw up a lot of projects as well. In fact, if you go to a developer here in the US, chances are that he'll give you a price that you probably cannot afford, and even if it's a price that you can afford, he will not be available for the next 3 months. So there goes your go-to-market. So what is the solution? Well, the solution is to be reasonable. The solution is to look at the iron triangle. You have time, cost, and quality. What is it that you want, and what is it that you can sacrifice? Take a hard look. Offshoring is often a viable option for folks who are on a shoestring budget. So cost is a factor. Who can work with a shop like ours and make sure it gets done at a good quality, but then they have a little bit of a leniency in terms of time. So those are the guys who make a perfect candidate within the offshoring space. That's it. So this is the iron triangle again for non-tech folks. Read about it, think about it. You can find a lot of literature about it. The number one rule about all IT projects is that IT projects, web dev projects, app dev projects, by their very nature, are messy, right? Someone once said, and I agree with it, that IT projects are a lot like having a baby: fun to conceive, painful to deliver. When it's an idea on a piece of paper, when it's an idea that you're thinking about on a napkin, everything sounds like fun. When you start programming it, that's when the issues start to happen, especially in the third milestones and the fourth milestones. It's like a work in progress. It's like a house, with all electrical cables strewn around, with the shingles not on the roof. Your website, your app is exactly like that. It probably doesn't look anywhere close to what you thought the end product would look like. But of course, in the final milestone, things start coming together. That's when all the bugs get resolved, all the issues get resolved, and your app goes live. But that's not the end of the story. Like marriage, right? The moment you fall in love and you get married, we feel, whoa, happily ever after. But unfortunately, that's just the start. That's when the troubles start. That's when the bills come in. That's when you kind of get down to the nitty-gritty. In our world, when you launch your app, that's not the end point. That's the starting point. You got to be on a maintenance contract after that to make sure that your app runs well the way it should be, that it gets updated every time there's a new plugin, that there's it's kind of up to date, because in the technology space things keep changing every 2 months. If you expect an app which was done 3 years ago to work perfectly because you don't want to pay the maintenance cost, well, that's not going to happen, right? So you got to have some part of your total budget allocated to maintenance. Make sure you pay your developer on time. Remember, he's a person. He will have zero incentives to work on your project if you are going to not pay his bills on time or expect him to work for free. So make sure you treat him well, make sure you pay his bills, and make sure you are on some kind of a maintenance contract to make sure that the app continues to work and function like you thought it would be. People think that doing an app business, doing a web business is easy. Unfortunately, it's not. Getting to the app store, going on the app store is the easiest part. The hardest part is marketing, getting users, making sure that users download it, and making sure they have a seamless experience. Just like having a retail store, just like opening up a law firm. It's easy to get a lawyer's license. I mean, it's not easy to get a lawyer's license, but getting a lawyer's license is, one of the easier things. Building out your practice and maintaining the clients, that's the hard part. Why should it be any different in an online business? You think you have a great idea? Well, here's the bad news. Ideas are dime a dozen. Everyone has an idea. It's execution which matters. It's execution which makes the difference. And to have that execution power, you need a long-term dev partner like Avion, and you need a long-term vision. You make sure that your app continues to stay in the market, it continues to get users, and those users continue to have a good experience. For that to happen, remember the iron triangle: time, cost, quality. What are you willing to sacrifice on, and what are you not willing to compromise on? That's going to decide the fate of your app. Here at Avion, we've done 1,000 projects so far in the last 15 years, and we've had more than 500 customers who rave about us. So go to our website and find out why. Here are my coordinates. If you like what I just said, press the like button. If you want to share it, share it. If you like our channel, subscribe. Thank you so much.